So here is why, again at North Atlanta Equestrian. We went back the following day and just taking advantage of being in a different environment and having some different tools to play with. So playing with this little inner tube for him, I was seeing if he would just step in it. We're just kind of playing around right here. And he's stepping on it, which is totally fine. So here I try to help place the foot, and he's actually pretty funny where he pulls it back and doesn't even care. It was very good thinking on his part. Now working with the tarp. He's a little flinchy. He can tend to get tense at some times, but for the most part he can think his way through it. So I like to kind of in the beginning when I put the tarp on them, let them allow them to move their feet. So when they get worried, and they tend to start to relax instead of if it's kind of hooked on to a saddle. I like to do that later on once they have a little bit better concept of the tarp and that it's okay. And now I'm going to ask him to move around now that I've got it on his back. Asking him to change directions here. And he's handling that pretty well. And that was even better when it went to fall off. So I was pretty happy with the tarp. Now I'm going to go back to popping on him. I've been on him several times before, so this isn't a foreign concept to him. So he's pretty good about it, but I still like to go off and on, but I'm able to swing a leg over and let him walk around a few steps. It was pretty good. And again, now I'm just going to be sliding my legs back and forth. Just having that movement, kind of the worst thing to do is you want to get on and be completely still. You want to kind of keep moving so then they don't have really anything to react to, keeping it nice and relaxed. He wanted to walk forward, and that was fine. Again, just swinging my legs back and forth. And I was really happy with how he was feeling, how relaxed he was. And I just do this for a little bit, and then I hop off and back away. It was really good. Give him a pat. And then back at it again. Can swing over, and now he's walking pretty good while I swing my legs a little bit. He's kind of a little unsure, so that's why he stops. So then I decided to put the surcingle on him. Since he's had the tarp on and me on, he was pretty good about putting this on. And it'll be his first time with kind of a girth on. I've worked now with the rope around his belly, so he does have a concept. It's not completely foreign. So I like to put the girth on when I do, but it's not very tight. It's pretty loose kind of in the beginning in case they're really sensitive. And then I let him walk around. You could kind of argue I was kind of in the way if he was to shoot forward since I was right in front of him, but it worked out. So I tightened it up again. See if I can get him to move his feet. He trotted off pretty nicely. And he doesn't seem to mind at all. Do a little yield of the rib cage and the haunches. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more because I still had it pretty loose. And then send him forward. And again, pretty good. He's pretty relaxed the whole time. And listening really well to that. So now I'm going to grab these bumpers, and they've got kind of some metal clips on them, so they make a good jingly sound. I just start with one on the left side, which I know is a pretty good side for him. He's not too bothered by it at all. Again, really happy with how he's taking that. And then ask him to yield. Now I'm going to introduce to the right side the other bumper. So he's got two, so this kind of emulates kind of a rider being on with it kind of bouncing around. And again, he handles that pretty well. And just asking him to move his feet, free up his body a little bit. And then he yielded his haunches really well. So now I took the lead rope off. I wanted to see, oftentimes with being girthed up, they'll walk and trot fine, but then once they canter, they can find the little bucks in there. So I just wanted to see if I could free up his feet a little bit. He seems to be pretty okay with that. And get him to change direction. And increase the energy. And again, he doesn't seem to mind at all with the buoys and the surcingle. And I was really happy with how he was responding. And again, he kind of knows to come to me when I wiggle my fingers. That was a good session in the round pen. So then I decided to take him out into the little cross-country field and see if we could have some fun with some jumps. So I had popped him over the small logs already, so he had a little bit of introduction to it. And then I decided to see if he would come do this bigger coop. I just had to show him the first time. That was really good. He really seems to enjoy jumping. And he's pretty good at it as well. That's always fun when you find something that they start to really like. So his and it's been from the beginning with him. His answer has always been to kind of jump things sometimes versus walking through it or over it. And he actually really started to figure it out. Oftentimes horses like to peek at those stairs, but he popped right over it. He's really starting to relax now. And we're just having a pretty fun time playing out in the cross-country field. So now we're heading to kind of a... This is a foam log. Sometimes this can scare them.
Yeah, it is.
But he does a pretty good job. He's starting to understand. And he's waiting on the backside, which is nice. And then we finish it up with a little trot over the steeplechase jump. So I was really happy with why. We had a lot of fun this day, and looking forward to tomorrow.